Indiana Fever embarrass the Chicago Sky in Chicago, 79-52, and what should have and what would have been a 40-point blowout had we not called the dogs off. Had we not called the dogs off, we blow this team out by 40. Howdy do. Howdy do. It is a good day. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
This game was not close. It is officially a wrap, officially a final, 79-52. I had said earlier in the game, if Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham had been playing in this game, they might have won by 40. I was wrong. They might have won by 70. It was that bad. Angel Reese, 4 points, 12 rebounds, 2 of 7 from the field, 28.6%.
The Indiana Fever just stormed into Angel Reese's house and turned it into their own personal highlight reel. Ari McDonald and Lexi Hull weren't just hooping. They were out for destruction. They dismantled the Sky so thoroughly, it looked like a dunk contest with Angel Reese stuck on defense, trying to keep pace while getting cooked in real time. Imagine a backyard barbecue where the only thing on the grill is Angel's defensive effort. This blowout was legendary. You've got to see it to believe it.
Clark, no problem. No Sophie Cunningham, no problem. No head coach Stephanie White, have no fear. The final boss, Austin Kelly, is here. The Chicago Sky, we came into your building and we just, from pillar to post, smacked you guys around. Oh, it was glorious. Shout out to Bobby Roode.
Welp, it was a blow.
Angel Reese. The name sparks curiosity, but not always for the reasons you'd expect. Watching her play is like witnessing a magic trick. One moment, 12 rebounds materialize out of thin air, and the next you're wondering, wait, where did the points go? Spoiler, not anywhere near her stat sheet. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever dismantled the Chicago Sky with surgical precision. As for Angel, let's just say she was the most visible player on the floor, in a how did she even get out there kind of way.
The Chicago Sky are a travesty. I told you guys before, they're a travesty. They got two people they drafted last year. Neither one of them could make layups. Angel Reese was awful again. She's awful again. Camila Cardoso stinks. The Chicago Sky. Oh, Courtney Vandersloot, prayers up for Courtney Vandersloot. We don't like to see anybody.
Let's start with the basics. Angel Reese, basketball prodigy or just a walking stat mirage? Last night, she dropped a grand total of 4 points. Yep, 4. While the rest of us struggle to make it through a grocery run without forgetting half the list, Angel's out there acting like she forgot how to score. Sure, she racked up 12 rebounds, which sounds impressive, until you remember the Sky were getting steamrolled by the Fever. At that point, those boards feel less like effort and more like someone desperately grabbing anything that remotely looks like a basketball stat. Look, I got 12 rebounds. Yeah, but Angel, did you do anything with them? Didn't think so.
Chicago can beat Indiana. This is not a rivalry. This is a one-sided beef. When Courtney Vandersloot went down in the first quarter, I knew it was over for Chicago. And I'm praying that it's just a little boo-boo and she comes back, because this right here, no. Indiana only scored 11 points in the fourth quarter and Chicago still couldn't catch up. I don't know what kind of trick shot Ariel Atkins was throwing up tonight, but she needs to never throw them up again. Kia Nurse gave us 4 points. Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese combined only gave us 12 points. That is unacceptable. We know Angel's gonna draw that triple-double team, right? Kick the ball out, find somebody else open. Chicago is not spacing the floor. Like, they're standing right next to each other doing nothing. Cut! Y'all gotta cut. I'm sorry, y'all gotta start. I don't know if y'all...
Let's be real. Those rebounds, they've got the vibe of someone hustling not to dominate, but to convince everyone she still deserves a spot on the floor. The scoreboard sure isn't flashing her name in neon. It's like Angel Reese is out there wildly waving her arms, shouting, "Hey, look at me, I'm contributing." Meanwhile, the points, nowhere to be found. Probably chilling in the parking lot, sipping a latte, taking a break from all the offense Angel keeps missing. Yeah, rebounds are nice. But without scoring, it's like clapping for someone who grabs the MIC and never sings a note.
The onset, the Indiana Fever jumped out to a lead and we didn't look back, right? Like how some people reverse in a car these days. You don't look back, you just look at your screen. We got the lead and we just didn't look back. The Indiana Fever destroying the pathetic Chicago Sky, the sad Chicago Sky, the distraught Chicago Sky, the mess of a franchise known as the Chicago Sky. Tyler Marsh, salute. Tyler Marsh, you see what a real head coach.
To all the Angel Reese fans proudly waving their flags because she outscored Courtney Caldwell by a grand total of 4 points. Congrats, I guess? If that's the win you're hanging your hat on, the bar for success must be in the basement this season. Outscoring a bench player by 4 in a game where your team gets steamrolled isn't exactly a career-defining moment. It's less highlight reel and more participation trophy. Like, hey Angel, you did better than one person tonight. Here's a gold star. Sure, the Fever are lighting up the court, but the real fever spreading around Angel's performance is one of disappointment. What's truly fascinating is how she continues to rake in media attention and league favoritism while playing like she's still trying to figure out which basket to shoot at times. It feels less like the WNBA and more like a reality show, where the spotlight goes not to the most skilled, but the most headline-worthy Angel Reese, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning queen of hype over substance. She's got the social media presence, the catchy nickname, and enough press clippings to wallpaper a mansion. But when it comes to actual production on the court, it's a different story entirely.
City gang! Fever gang! That's how you ball! Ladies, let's use the brick leg sloth's stupid slogan. What they gonna say now? No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, no head coach, and y'all was at home, and y'all got 27-piece goon squad. Y'all remember this? Belt to motherfucking ass on you weak punk ass Chicago Sky goon squad clowns. The brick leg sloth, you only scored 4 points and shot 28%. The supposed superstar. The WNBA is gonna have to commit an investigation for animal cruelty because we beat the sloth down so bad for being on the court and not at her natural.
Skill. What skill? Watching Angel Reese play sometimes feels like watching that one relative at a family barbecue who insists they've mastered the grill, only to end up torching the burgers and nearly setting the backyard on fire. There's plenty of energy, plenty of noise, but the final product makes you wonder if all that effort was even worth it. Yes, Angel's got hustle, no denying that. But basketball is more than just running hard and crashing the boards. It's about execution, hitting shots, creating plays, making an impact when it counts. And right now, all of that seems to be on an extended vacation in Angel's game. Now let's talk defense, because if you thought her offense was shaky, the other side of the court is even more revealing. Last night, the Fever weren't just winning, they were putting on a show. An Angel. She looked like she was playing an entirely different sport. Maybe WNBA hide and seek, because when the moment demanded presence, she was off the grid. You know those critical possessions where your team desperately needs a stop? Angel Reese wasn't even in the frame, literally or figuratively. Not invited to the action, not part of the solution. Just there.
Fever just destroyed the Chicago Sky in what was an embarrassing loss for Chicago. That was just sad watching them play against the Indiana Fever with no Caitlin, no Stephanie White, and they looked that bad. Angel Reese was not a factor in this game. She's not a great player in my opinion. She plays her role well, but even her role as being a power forward, a player who gets rebounds, puts up layups, like she misses most of her layups. She's just not that good of a player. I don't know why people are treating her like she's a superstar. She wasn't even a factor in this game. She's never really a factor in any of these games. The Chicago Sky, they have nothing right now. This team looks bad.
What's truly baffling is how Angel Reese continues to receive so much love from the media and fans, despite being, quite frankly, one of the least skilled players on the floor most nights. Honestly, it's almost impressive. How do you generate that much coverage with so little production? It's like she's mastered a new art form, being loud, confident, and just charismatic enough to distract from the glaring holes in her game. Angel Reese, the WNBA's master illusionist. And let's talk about the fans. The ones who keep rooting for her, swearing she's the future and just needs time. Sure, Angel. Don't we all? But when the season's already halfway done and your highlight reel looks like a ghost town, It stops being about patience and starts being about performance. At this point, rooting for Angel feels like clinging to a scratch-off lottery ticket that hasn't hit, hoping it'll magically pay out. But in this case, the jackpot is just basic basketball competence. Reese's start to the season has been a shocker. Not the breakout star kind, but the wait, did someone swap jerseys kind. She's been more liability than asset, and it's a mystery how the Sky keep finding ways to excuse it. She's young. She's learning. She's growing. Meanwhile, the scoreboard tells a different story, and the LS keep piling up.